Canto's latest and greatest, today's money bag alert, and we're going to do some price prediction, technical analysis at the end of the video. Be sure to stick around after we find out what Canto's all about. Welcome back, Moneybags Rico. We got Canto.io on their website. We see bridge, staking, LP interface, lending, and governance. But let's head over to the docs, which I will have these links down below for you guys in the description so you guys can dig a little bit deeper. But what is Canto? Canto is permissionless general purpose blockchain running the Ethereum Virtual Machine, aka the EVM. It was built to deliver on the promise of DeFi, that through a post-traditional financial movement, new systems will be accessible, transparent, decentralized, and free. If you're an advocate for crypto, this should be music to your ears. At launch, Canto provides Tendermint consensus secured by Canto validators and an EVM execution layer, Cosmo SDK, in addition to core financial primitives designed to support the free public infrastructure, aka FPI. These primitives include Canto DEX, a zero-fee DEX for liquidity providers, Canto Lending Market, CLM, a pool lending compound V2 fork, and Note, which is going to be good to note, a fully collateralized unit of account token issued by the CLM, which will also serve the ecosystem as a USDC, USDT soft peg stablecoin. Okay, that's something that I never heard before. Let me know down in the comments. Have you heard of a soft peg stablecoin? Also, let me know if you guys ever heard of Tendermint, because we're gonna get on the same page. I don't think that we should continue without knowing exactly what this means. Like that, we're all on the same page, right? So we got the blockchain that you know and love have a pretty rigid structure. As a developer, this gives you two options: build applications inside a restrictive environment, or fork the code and make your own chain. Creating your own chain isn't easy, though. You also need to start a network and figure out what consensus mechanism to use. Tendermint is open source software for launching blockchains that allows you to write applications in any language, meaning like Solidity, Java, those type of languages. But better yet, they can communicate with other blockchains, making it interoperability. That's something that we want and something that we need for this crypto space to continue to grow. So let's head over back to the docs and go a little bit deeper on what's going on right here. So we got, over time, we expect this stack to change significantly. So they're going to be adding more to the primitives right here. We also have core tenants. So Canto's goal is to become the best execution layer for the original work. Canto accomplishes this in three ways: the liquidity as a free public good, so zero fees for the liquidity providers like we talked about up above. Canto makes LP, liquidity fee for protocols, arbitrars, and traders. This is very important right here. Arbitrars, people who are doing arbitrage. And if you connect this arbitrars and the word arbitrage to this soft peg stablecoin, to note, this is where I believe that you get in where you fit in. Of course, not financial advice, do your own research, but let's continue, and then we'll get back to this arbitrage and why I believe that these things are connected, right? So we got rent extraction resistant. Canto aims to establish free public infrastructure. Core DeFi primitives will not have sovereign governance tokens, nor the capacity to extract rent in the future. Okay, next we have minimum viable user capture. Where possible, Canto avoids interface-driven user ownership. Public infrastructure DEXs will have no swapping interface, so all users must use a third-party aggregator, which we're going to check out at the end of the video. I'll show you one. This will facilitate users' acquisition for new protocols. Now, decentralization. This is important to all of us, right? So we got Canto is designed to support free public infrastructures while eliminating centralized incentives. There are no official foundations. There are no pre-sales. There was no pre-sale. There's no vesting. There are no venture backers. This is also good to note right here, because this is open source and free for anybody to use. Canto is Canto is a distributed community of DeFi advocates for free public infrastructure for us. Though the initial Canto contributors have created the following resources, these down below, which I'll have the links down for Canto announcements and details, there are no official Canto channels or branding assets, as any Canto community member can create resources, channel, imaginary, and discussions on Canto. So you got free range to do exactly what you guys want. So this is pretty bullish if you ask me. I like this. Now, before we continue, because I think this is where it gets important, this note token, and also talking about the arbitrage, right? I think this arbitrage right here, the availability to trade. So now let's head over to Note and get familiar with the token Note and how it works. So then we can see where it gets lucrative, right? So Note is the unit of account on Canto. Note is an over collateralized currency with a value perpetually rebalanced towards $1 through an algorithmic interest rate policy. It is over collateralized, capital efficient, fully decentralized, and automated. Okay, remember that it's rebalancing towards $1. It doesn't say it's always going to be pegged to the $1 because it's soft peg. So let's scroll down. Note, Canto cannot be created. It must be borrowed from the accountant, a smart contract that implements the algorithmic interest rate policy via the Canto lending market, the CLM that we talked about. All interest charged by the accountant is earmarked for funding public goods. It is held in the community treasury and ultimately governed by the Canto DAO, which we see this on the first page, the governance, right? That's what that is. So right here, over collateralized. Note is a fully immutable ERC20 token backed by collateral lent to the CLM. It can only be borrowed by users who post-select collateral assets. At this time, eligible collateral assets are USDC and USDT. Okay, so as a result, for every note in circulation, there is more than one USD worth of collateral held by the CLM. Okay, let's continue. And we got some fun stuff on their Twitter page, but I think this is something, and we're pretty early considering the price when you guys see it with everything that they're bringing to the table. This is stuff that we're going to have to continue to learn how to digest. Moving forward, I believe that these are the applications that will help people reach financial freedom. Okay, so we got capital efficiency. Canto lending market achieves superior capital efficiency by allowing stablecoin collateral backing note to be lent out to other participants. For example, a DeFi participant can lend USDC to Canto lending market, the CLM, and then borrow note. If the borrow rate for note is less than the supply rate for USDC, then that DeFi participant will be getting paid to hold note on Canto. Important, okay? This is important. Canto lending market, the CLM, will launch with conservative parameters. Over time, the Canto DAO will be able to raise the capital efficiency of the CLM to its full potential. Now, this is where we actually find out how to get in where you fit in, like they say, right? So let's go into this. We got, since note cannot be created or borrowed, the accounting contract utilizes interest rates to manage the circulating supply of note, and by proxy, its price. The interest rate of note automatically adjusts up or down every 6 hours based on TWAP of the market price of note. Aiming to provide a public utility, the algorithm responsible for adjusting the interest rate is designed to change the interest rate in order to promote less volatile value as opposed to maximizing revenue. Okay? If note is trading under $1, the interest rate is raised to strengthen the incentive for buying note on the secondary market and lending it to the CLM. If note is trading over $1, the interest rate is lowered to make borrowing note from the CLM and selling it in the secondary market more attractive. That's arbitrage right there, okay? That's where I think it's giving you that opportunity to make some money because it's soft peg, right? So for launch, each interest epoch will be 6 hours and the rate will be adjusted by 25 cents. The adjuster coefficient of the difference between the price of note and the $1. So this is the math behind it right here. They got some examples. The current interest rate is 4%. Note average price over the last 6 hours will be $1.04. So you guys can dig a little bit deeper into this. We're going to go into these questions because I'm sure that these are questions that you might have, and I think they answer them very well. So who governs note? The note supply is controlled by the automated smart contract, like the accounting contract mentioned earlier, that are ultimately governed by the Canto DAO. The note token itself is a standard ERC20 token with no upgradability or owner. So it sounds like it's renounced, right? That's why you got to do your due diligence and check the contract. This is going to be the main question, I believe. Is note a stablecoin? No. For example, stablecoin means a token is pegged, tied to it, no matter what, right? To a fiat currency. The note interest rate policy is centered around $1. Centered, that means it's close around there. And Canto's hypothesis is that the note price will be co-integrated with the dollar, but it is not pegged. The price of note can and will have its own volatility, especially in the early days of Canto. That's being pretty transparent, but also remember, when there's volatility, that's an opportunity to make some gains, right? Or some losses. So that's why you guys got to do your research, okay? Are there any risks? Yes. To our knowledge, there are no one has tried this yet, and there may be unknown problems with the design. Please limit your financial risk to Canto with only money you can afford to lose. Canto is trying many things for the first time, and risk of loss is high. So these are all brand new ideas. We're learning a lot. A lot to digest, but very, very interesting. I'm going to have these links down below. I'm obviously going to go through this some more, especially with the Canto community loads the comments up and gets this video on their Twitter page and share it as much as you guys can. The more Canto interacts with this video, the more Canto videos we will do and continue digging deeper into this protocol. We got the Tendermint. Let's head over to their Twitter page. Make sure you guys give them a follow at Canto Public. Give them a follow. Make sure that bell notification is lit. Now for the fun stuff, which I believe is fun. And I think will bring a lot of exposure. This right here. And we got this. It's back with new games. So we got SZN Foodie is back with new games and a brand new leisure category. The team is working to enable Canto assets for wagering on chess matches and tournaments, in addition to other popular games like checkers and 2048. But if you guys play chess, you guys want to play some chess on chess.com, I do play, but this is something that a lot of people play on chess.com. Not sure if you guys do. Let me know down in the comments if you guys play chess. We can probably set up a match, but this is something that I believe will bring a lot of exposure. If you guys are familiar with chess.com, some of the grandmasters that play, this has a big following, even on YouTube, on Twitter. Chess has a really big following. It's been around forever. So just go check out chess.com and see how many people are already playing every single day. I think this is pretty slick right here. So let's head over to the price predictions and technical analysis. This is going to be pretty easy to set up. Let's head over to, actually, this one does not have, let's go right here. Okay. We're going to name them out because we don't have our lines or whatnot. And I have not done it on MEXC like they did say in that doc that we will have to use third party. This is one of them. This is MEX Global. But that support that I'm looking at right now, it's around right here. This is 41 cents. We can stay above the 41 cents. We can see that we tapped right here, right? 1 second. Okay, let's just checking this out. See, we make this a little bit big. We're doing this live. Okay, so we'll make this big. We see this support right here that we made right here, right? So this is the 38 cents, about that 40 cents mark. This was prior resistance. So this area around that 40 cents staying above this, which we got support, making a higher low, making the next higher low, right? Support, higher low, higher low. What we're going to want to break through is that 53 cents mark to go back to the all-time high of 82 cents. I believe that this one can do it. The community is pretty active on the Twitter page, and I think it could go past $1. Currently, it is sitting at about, have not been on MEXC, so give me 1 second. I'm trying to find the market cap, but we can just do it over here. Where are we at? So we have the volume. The market cap is right there, 193 million. So, you know, the market cap's right there at 193 million. It is subject to change, of course, but this is what we're looking at. We can see that support pretty easy right here, making higher lows above that 38 cents mark. And I believe that it is going to go test these all-time highs. If we added some indicators, which I just saw really quick, let's add the SAR. These are my favorite. And we can add the MACD on the bottom, which a lot of people are familiar. Let's see on the lower time frames that we flip this. Let's layer these. So on the 1 hour, we do got the dots on the bottom. We can see that this is going to continue to rise up. Let's zoom out just a little bit. And then on the 30-minute, so we see some bullish momentum continuing that uptrend. And I believe that on that 4-hour chart, most likely this dot is about to flip on the next 4-hour candle. We can see that this candle is pushing up towards this dot, and once it gets really close, it will flip the dot to the bottom and making it very bullish. So let me know down in the comments if you guys are familiar with Canto, if you guys want to see more videos on Canto, if you're a community member, if you got questions about Canto, just let me know down in the comments. If you guys can't do that, continue to come back and experience the abundance of money. Until next time, later.